If you ask most men to name their top 5 Red Pill content creators, this is what they'll say. Freshandfit.
We don't want hoes!
Whatever podcast.
Yo, shut up. Answer the question.
Sneako.
You want me to watch your clips? Watch my clips.
JustPearlyThings.
I did not say hit her back. I said knock that bitch out.
And last but not least, Andrew Tate.
We do not speak his name.
These are the biggest names in the Red Pill space, and they're absolutely killing it.
We are better than you niggas, period.
There's just one problem. The Red Pill space keeps getting accused of this one thing.
Misogyny.
Misogynistic.
I hate women, don't forget that.
So why is the space that's supposed to be all about male self-improvement being accused of misogyny? If you've watched enough Red Pill content, you'll notice a certain term being used.
The 304s.
The 304.
He called you a 304.
What's a 304?
Yeah.
It stands for hoe.
Ratchet ass hoes.
And it doesn't just stop by calling the female guests 304s. The women are also called bimbos.
Who I smoke, that bimbo, who I smoke.
They get made fun of for their weight
That's obese.
and are constantly being called.
Stupid. You guys are fucking dumb.
Disagreements are common when having conversations with people, especially on controversial subjects,
I mean,
Like,
that's
all
been
across the
debunked.
board.
There's no wage gap.
which makes it all the more important to remain civil and respectful even in the face of disagreement.
You're fucking dumb. Like, no offense. Stupid. You're really fucking dumb. Stupid. Like, really dumb.
However, these Red Pill podcasts embolden their audience members to attack and insult the female guests, or at the very least, they don't discourage it.
The 304 next to Myron is retarded and delusional.
But if a female guest was to disrespect any of these Red Pill leaders, they're quick to check the girl and put her in her place.
I do have a problem. You're not gonna disrespect my host. Period.
He doesn't feel
Relax.
disrespected.
I don't give a fuck. What
Do you
what
feel
think?
disrespected?
Yo, this ain't for fucking debate, bro. Whose show are you on?
The Red Pill audience, which mostly consists of young and impressionable men, see how the Red Pill leaders treat the women on their podcast, and they try to imitate that behavior behind the safety of their keyboards.
John, you are the GOAT. Put that 304 in her place.
What a lot of men miss about the Red Pill is that it's not about shitting on women. It's about understanding male and female nature and using that knowledge to better yourself mentally, physically, and financially. Sitting behind the keyboard and putting all your energy into calling women 304s or blaming them for everything that's going wrong in our society achieves nothing. But sadly, that's what a large chunk of the Red Pill is transforming into.
Myron, Sneako, Zherka, and Fresh are the winners. The 304s are dumb as hell. They lost. Damn, holy shit.
Red Pill rage is a necessary phase for men to go through. I know this because I've been there myself. I didn't necessarily hate women, but I did have some disdain that affected my perception of women in very negative ways. But through listening to those older and more wiser than myself, I eventually got out of that phase.
Nice. Good job.
Unfortunately, a lot of young men stay in that Red Pill rage phase and don't come out of it. They become bitter and resentful of women, and these Red Pill podcasts give them an opportunity to lash out and release that pent-up anger and frustration.
The feminist is just a stupid AF girl pretending to be smart.
Even when I was in my Red Pill rage phase, I never went online and attacked women or left hateful comments.
Weren't you the same one who like fat shamed me like last week or so?
I don't remember. Did I call you fat?
Is this chick supposed to be attractive? 1. 2, she's 40 pounds too heavy.
How do you know that was him though?
Because it was his name with the check mark in the
Do
chat.
you recall doing that?
I guess so. I do think maybe you were 40 pounds overweight.
A large chunk of the Red Pill community don't seem to be disciplined enough to control their actions and behaviors, which makes it even more difficult for them to be open-minded to different perspectives, especially when that perspective runs counter to what their Red Pill leaders have been telling them.
Here's why I got roasted by the commenters on the Freshandfit podcast. Last time I was on there, Myron said something to the girls about how most high value men are going to cheat. And I pushed back on that and said, hey, I'm high value. I'm super rich and successful. And I think that cheating is cowardly. The commenters all say, oh, Brandon's a simp. He doesn't cheat on his girl. He's a simp.
The Red Pill community's biggest weakness and why many people label the space as toxic and misogynistic is due to the tribalism and hive mindset that many followers of Red Pill content have. They have this horrible tendency of labeling anyone that goes against their narrative or pushes back against their talking points as either blue-pilled, beta, or simp.
I was in Miami and I did a podcast called Fresh and Fit. people in the comment section was just having a field day with your boy, throwing out disrespectful terms to me, like, oh, he's a simp, you know, and they were saying he's not red pill, he's blue pill.
And since the internet allows everyone to be anonymous, these red pill audience members feel very comfortable calling other people blue-pilled or simp, since they don't have to worry about a face-to-face confrontation.
You felt I was kind of blue-pilled, so I just want to ask you about that. Why do you think I might be blue-pilled?
The anonymity of the internet also allows followers of red pill content to avoid being held accountable by their peers.
We do a late night show almost every night, right, with some ladies in the studio. And guys will say, oh, she's a 4. Oh, I would never date her. Oh, she's too big for me. End of the show. Hey, I'm just curious, how many DMs you got? you see the same name, Chad Brad 21 in her DM saying, yo, you a baddie. When next you free? I'm like, these niggas be capping. But you know what it is? You know what it is? They want to look good for the viewers. They want to look good in public. But behind the scenes, they ain't putting in the work.
Followers of red pill content need to ask themselves one simple question. What kind of man do you want to be? Do you want to be the kind of man who hides behind a computer screen and spends valuable time and energy insulting women on a podcast? Or do you want to be a man who garners respect and admiration from both men and women?
So what do you want to do?
Your choice.
Decide the type of man you want to be, find a role model who exemplifies that, and model your life after that person. So if being principled, having a strong work ethic, and a high degree of discipline and ambition are character traits you want to emulate, then perhaps someone like David Goggins will be your cup of tea.
They don't know me, son! Get it! 18! They don't know me, son!
Perhaps you want to live like Sneako, or Myron Gaines, or John Zherka. Maybe you like the fact that they have money and status and the ability to sleep with a whole bunch of women. Or hell, maybe you want to be like Andrew Tate and fly around in a private jet with a bunch of attractive women.
This is the most haram video I've ever watched.
Whoever you decide to follow or model your life after, whether they're in the red pill space or outside of the red pill, it's important to not blindly follow someone or copy their actions and behaviors just because you like them.
Show of hands if you want to do the Myron approach and have multiple wives. Okay.
Young men should decide whether the lifestyles of these red pill leaders align with the type of life they want to live, and not simply because the lifestyle looks cool from the outside. Not everyone is cut out for such a lifestyle, and most people don't have the money or status to live such a lifestyle.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
By the way, I'm not advising young men to stop watching red pill content, nor do I have a problem with any of these red pill content creators. Generally speaking, they do a good job of pushing men to improve themselves.
Shout out Evan, I've been on the grind because y'all been losing weight and making money.
And in a world that's constantly trying to put men down, it's good that men have a space where they feel heard and understood.
Yo, welcome to Freshandfit, man.
Yes, sir. Also, these red pill leaders are human and humans are flawed, so I want to cut them some slack to a certain extent. However, they should be setting better examples to their audience on how to act and behave, because being respectful and civil to people you disagree with is one of the biggest indicators of maturity. It would also go a long way in helping the red pill space do away with the narrative that they're toxic and misogynistic. It's completely understandable to be upset when some of the female guests on the red pill panels talk negatively about men, or tell stories about how they cheated on their boyfriends, or how they're making $50K a month on OnlyFans, or try to blame all female problems and societal problems on the patriarchy.
Patriarchy. The patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
Patriarchy wins once again.
A lot of guys make the mistake of letting the small minority of women on these red pill podcasts cloud their perception of women as a whole. The majority of women aren't on OnlyFans, they're not cheating on their boyfriends, and they don't hate men. This is just a case of the loudest voices getting the biggest spotlight.
Generally, men are trash.
Yeah,
men,
just
men here.
Just general, men are trash.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't fall into the trap of getting angry and blaming women for everything wrong with society, because that will make the red pill space no different from modern feminists who blame men for everything wrong with our society.
Patriarchy.
Resist the temptation of attacking people who dare to disagree with your point of view, or throwing a pity party for yourself because you think women have it easy in life and men have it hard. Focus on yourself and level up so that you can control your own future. And remember, the most important aspect of self-development isn't money, status, or women. its character.
Based.
That's the end of the video. If you thought the world of Redpill content was insane, check out this video on the insane lifestyles of super rich pastors.